everybody, I'm Miss Karen at Adams Memorial Library. Welcome to October's Bake-A-Tale. So Bake-A-Tale is a program where we talk about books and crafts and something to bake. And since it's October always makes me think of pumpkins. So kind of got a pumpkin theme going. The recipe is for pumpkin cookies and the crafts are about fall things, Halloween things, things like that. But how this works is you'll watch the video. Hello, thank you for watching. And you can come to the library and pick up a kit that will have the materials in it. It'll have the recipe, it'll have a list of the books, and it will have the materials for the crafts. So you can come down to the children's room and pick up a kit. We'll have them as long as supplies last. But if you're not able to come in, you can always email us at kids@adamslib.org, and I'd be happy to email you the recipe and the instructions for the crafts. But, you know, since it's pumpkin season, got pumpkin cookies. Now, these ones aren't super fancy pumpkin cookies. They did have a little glaze on. You can kind of see a tiny little bit of glaze left on that one, but otherwise the glaze sort of melted into the cookies. But, you know, I figure October is a busy time of the year, and so these are just easy to mix, easy to bake pumpkin cookies. And they're also gluten-free because they're made with oats and oat flour. As long as you have gluten-free oats, you will be in good shape if you would like a gluten-free cookie. But the books this time are also kind of pumpkin themed. This one is Pick a Pumpkin by Patricia Tote, and it's illustrated by Jarvis. This one is about Ladybug Girl. It's Ladybug Girl and the Pumpkin Patch by David Soman and Jackie Davis. And this one is called Mr. Pumpkin's Tea Party by Aaron Barker. This one's just about going to the pumpkin patch and picking a pumpkin. How do you find the perfect one? It depends on what your idea is for a perfect one. Do you want a really big one? Do you want a really tiny one? Do you want a short one? Do you want a tall one? If you look at this book, you'll see lots of different types of pumpkins, and it'll inspire you to find your perfect pumpkin. In this one, Ladybug Girl, you know, is getting ready for Halloween, and her brother says, well, you can't be Ladybug Girl for Halloween. You're Ladybug Girl every day. You should try something different for Halloween. So, you know, she's trying to think, well, what else could she do? So she's thinking of a lot of different costumes. So if you have a little trouble figuring out what you'd like to be for Halloween, this is a good book to read. But any book about Ladybug Girl is a good book to read. And this last one, Mr. Pumpkin's Tea Party. Mr. Pumpkin is ready to host his friends at 13 o'clock in the evening, and a beautiful outside table. And he's made a beautiful cake. It's like it has a spider web, and all his friends are coming and bringing something for the tea party too. So this might give you lots of ideas if you want to have an October tea party. Take some inspiration from Mr. Pumpkin. And if you do want to have a tea party, you could serve these pumpkin cookies. You know, the recipe will be in the kit, and these ones were actually made with maple syrup, and there's maple syrup in the glaze. So I don't think you taste the maple syrup too much, but that's the sweetener in here. And the recipe says to make oat flour. It requires 2 cups of oats, and you'll take one, and you can, unless you have oat flour. If you have oat flour, you can just use that. But otherwise, you'll just put the oatmeal into a blender or a food processor and whir it up until it is the consistency of flour. And for the other cup, it said you can, other cup of oats, the recipe says you can blend that a little bit. I didn't bother to do that, and I thought it came out fine. I actually had the instant oats, so they were already a little bit smaller, but whatever you do, it would be fine. Whatever is easiest for you. Then you'll just mix them up and roll them out. You can put the glaze on. If you don't want the maple syrup in the glaze, you can just make powdered sugar and milk, that kind of glaze instead, and they will be ready for you anytime you need a quick treat this October. And to make the crafts, there's this 3D pumpkin craft and origami ghosts and an owl. The owls always make me think about Halloween, so you could have your owl looking like this, or You could put a picture of yourself, maybe in your costume. Maybe you could give this, you could even make it as a Halloween card and give it to somebody as a Halloween decoration. So, hidden. Now it's a picture frame. To make these 3D pumpkins in the kit will be two pieces of orange construction paper, orange cardstock rather, and it'll have these templates on. One's a little smaller, one's a little bigger. So if you find those, cut it in half, because you can make 2 pumpkins from each of these templates. And on here, I don't know if you can tell, this one's a little bit smaller, this one's a little smaller, this one's a little bit bigger. So you can mix and match however you would like. If you want to make 4 pumpkins, you can do that. There'll be enough to make 4. So once you've cut the piece in half, you'll take one of the halves and fold that in half. And you want to fold it right where this line is. So it's not quite, you're not quite folding the whole thing in half, you're folding it from the line. See how there's a little bit of extra up here? So it's not absolutely folded in half. It's just you want this pumpkin piece to be in half. And then you'll cut out each of these. If you would like, you can color them a little, you can decorate them a little bit. I just colored a little so they can have a little more pizzazz. You can leave it plain, you can color on them, whatever you would like. Once you've cut them out, you're going to glue the end of one to the end of another, and the other side of that one to the third one. So here is one pumpkin, and it's glued to this one. That one is glued to the third one. So you're going to have all 3 of these pieces glued together, and you want it to look like this. So it's almost like pages in a book. Then in the kit, there will be a little piece of brown construction paper if you'd like to use that for a stem. And there's a green pipe cleaner that you can cut into 3 pieces, or 4 if you're making 4 pumpkins. You can curl it up around your finger or around a pencil or something if you'd like to have a little curl to it for the vine, for the leaf. Before you put your pumpkins on this piece of cardstock, it's like a little thin piece of cardboard. That'll be in 2, and you can put it on something else. You can make a card and put one of these on the front. You can do whatever you like, but if you're putting it on here, before you glue it onto this piece, you can lay it down flat once these are glued together, and then on the back of it, you can put the little pipe cleaner and the brown paper for the stem, and then you can glue them wherever you want, and then it'll be an October decoration. For these owls, there will be a different template in your kit, and this one will have 3 pieces. There's one with the owl, there's one to make the wings, and there will be a half sheet, and it's got the eyes, the nose, the pupils of the eyes, the inside, and another circle, and that's to make the eyelids. You will cut that one in half to make the eyelids for the owl. And on some of the copies, the word eyelids is cut off. So if you're wondering why there's an extra circle, that's the one you cut in half and make the eyelids. So before you cut it apart, you can color it. It's just going to be on white cardstock, so you can color it however you want. Color all the pieces, and then you'll cut them out. And also in the kit, there's actually going to be 3. You need 2 of these brass fasteners. Throw an extra one in case one goes lost. But once you've colored everything, you're going to attach these wings up to the top. You can poke a little hole in and then stick the brass fastener through, because you want the wings to be able to open and close. If you would like to put a picture in, you can print a picture out and cut it down to fit. Glue that on. There'll be a sticker in case you'd like to put a sticker on too. So you'll have the wings, and then you'll just put the face on top. You're going to have a large circle for the outside of the eye, smaller circle for the pupil, and then a semicircle, half circle for the eyelids, and the other little triangle is going to be the beak. And that's all you do for this one. So, Happy fall, happy Halloween. Now to make these ghosts, these origami ghosts, I have a pink one because this ghost may have been eating strawberries or something. In the kit, there will be a piece of white origami paper and a piece of orange origami paper. Maybe your ghost has had some orange juice, something like that. But if you wanted to make an orange and a black ghost, you could use this one. Or you could just use that for practice until you make a white ghost. Or you do you. You do whatever you would like to do. But to make this ghost, see, here's the ghost's head. It's kind of flat. And then this is the ghost's tail. So it's going woo, woo, sort of flying like this. So you'll take one of the pieces of origami paper. They're always squares, it's origami paper. So the first thing you will do is fold it in half to make a big triangle. Then you will open it again, and then you'll have that center crease. And then you're going to fold the two sides in to meet this center crease. So this side gets folded in like that, and this side will get folded in like that. So this outside line is going to be the one that's going to line up on that center crease. And then it's going to look kind of like a kite. The next thing you're going to do is take these top flaps and you're going to kind of fold them out like this. So you're going to use from this top corner, make a line so it goes out, so it's sticking out a little bit. So it's kind of like, you know, looks, if the ghost had arms, it'd be going out this way. Do the same thing on the other side. So it's going out like that. So you take this corner, you bring it out. You take this corner, you bring it out that way. And then you'll have a shape like this. And you're going to turn the whole thing over. And see how there's a little bit sticking out on each side? You're going to fold that in like that. And then you'll want to make the ghost's head. And if you wanted to, you could probably trim it a little, but otherwise the ghost's head is going to be flat. So you just take the very tip down. Oh, I'm sorry, there's another step in between. Next, we're going to fold in these parts. So the top of the ghost will be skinnier. So you're going to take this one, this corner, and fold it into the center. And this part, and fold it into the center. So then you're going to have a triangle at the top, and triangle at the bottom. So these parts are going to come, so this line is going to meet the center line, and this edge is going to meet the center line, like that. And then you'll make the head. Then you'll put a little bit down for the head. This is actually the back of the ghost. It's going to be flipped around like this. And then to make this head shape, you're doing a tiny little accordion fold. So you can decide how big you want the head to be, because where you fold it is going to depend on where the head's going to be. So, you know, if you want it to be, say, about this big, then you're going to fold it down, fold it down, and then fold it back up. Let me try again. You're going to fold it down, and then fold it back up. And then you'll turn the whole thing around. And then if you'd like, you can make that fold go the other way. So on the same line she just folded backwards. And then your ghost will look like this with a straight line across. If you want to do it the other way, that's fine too. And it just kind of will make the head of the ghost go on top. So whichever way you want to do it, however you can fold it, you just want to put this little, tiny little accordion fold in so you can tell the head of the ghost from the body of the ghost. If you don't even want to do that at all, that's okay too. You can just draw a picture of your ghost. You can put the face on. It'll be fine. But the last thing is to take the bottom of the ghost, sort of the ghost's tail, and fold that up so it looks like it's flying. Then you can decorate your ghost however you want. You can put flowers on if you were me. You could put hearts on if you were me. If you want to make it look scarier, that's fine. If you want to put the pumpkin sticker on, that's fine too. But you can have a little face on your ghost and they'll be ready to fly around, or guard your pumpkin cookies, or, just use as a decoration however you would like. And you can give that to somebody too. You can make more than one. If you have some other paper at home, you can cut it down into a square, make more ghosts, give them to your friends. You could give out Valentine's Day. Maybe you could give Ghost Day cards to your friends too. So that's it. You've got your pumpkin cookies, got your pumpkin books, got your pumpkin and owl and ghost crafts, and you will be ready to celebrate October, to celebrate fall, to celebrate Halloween. And again, you can come down to the children's room and pick up one of those kits, or you can just call us and we can have it ready for you for curbside service. You wouldn't even have to get out of your car. We can bring it right out to your car for you. So thank you very much for watching, friends. I hope you have a very happy October. You're having a good fall. I hope you have a happy Halloween, and I'll see you again next month. Thank you. Bye.